The Sun as we broadcast live from Twin Peaks here at Camelback. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. Jax is here. Spence back in the studio. Manuch, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing good. Folks kind of getting themselves primed for tonight's game. We got a lot of information about that as we get going. So I think a couple of things we want to know is all the great specials they have. The Thursday specials, come on out here. And we got tip at 7 o'clock as the Suns in a must-win, do-or-die scenario going from there.
All right, let's start then with the big news that we have for you right now. And a lot of this, you're just going to shake your head. We'll start first with the Suns. Chris Paul, out. We thought that he would not be playing in tonight's game as he continues to recover from the groin strain. But also, we talked a little bit about DeAndre Ayton yesterday. He is out of tonight's game as well. Rib contusion. DeAndre Ayton not available tonight.
Rib contusion. So my question is this the Suns not playing him? Is he just can't go? The guy can't breathe.
You're already starting a conspiracy
theory?
Well,
no, I'm not. I'm just curious because this is a must win. And if it's me, and strictly me, folks, I'm not going to ever question anybody's health, anybody's situation because everybody's different. If this is a contusion, something that affects his lungs or anything like that, I can see it. But I know for me personally, Jimmy, I would do everything I could. Everything I could. Shots, Tylenol, whatever, rapid, just to make sure that I'm available, unless this is something that if he played would cause more harm with the lungs or something like that. Boy, this is just another blow for the Phoenix Suns. So now you got, as you mentioned, CP3's out. Mm-hmm. DeAndre Ayton is out. I'm sure that Jock Langdale will be the guy that probably starts.
Most likely.
Busy will play a lot of basketball.
He will,
and you're already shorthanded, with CP3. Now, when you look at it, okay, all right, folks, here we go. Everybody's next man up. And Monty's always preached that the last few years. And we've seen that with this Suns team. But I got to tell you what, man, when I hear rib contusion, I'm just like, if it was me and I was going to harm myself or lungs or anything like that, let me just kind of disclaim that. I think I'd do everything I possibly could to play in this game.
All right, let me drop this one on you then fast because I suffered this injury playing basketball, and you have cartilage in between your ribs, okay? I had torn cartilage in between my ribs. Manuch, I couldn't breathe. If he has something like that, then he cannot play.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I've played with a cracked rib as well too. I played back-to-back games. Matter of fact, re-cracked it the following week as I got hit. I tucked the ball up underneath my right armpit where it was the highest rib, and I re-cracked it at that time. At that time, there wasn't any danger. I could breathe. I was very good. Right. So, I get all that. What an inopportunistic scenario. And who knows? I mean, maybe this is something where you get more push, you get more up and down the court, but it's just a big blow for this Suns team to not be able to have DA in the game.
Do you think part of it, too, is because of the situation he's in against, Jokic and a lot of bumping and banging down low, whereas the Clippers, he didn't have to do that as much. So maybe if they were playing the Clippers and this happened, we could see him here in Game 6.
Well, the big fella at 7'1", about 280, 290, the forearm shivers that he will give you into your chest or into your gut.
Yep.
And as I said, hey, I'm not a doctor here. I'm not somebody that's saying that he should be playing. If it's something what's going to be detrimental to his health, I get it. I understand. I mean, they've got the MRIs and the X-rays. It's just I just know that if it's up to me, and I'm not going to harm myself after an X-ray, I'm taking the shot. I'm taking the Tylenol, all the above. But all that being said, like Chuck Knox, my former coach of Buffalo.
Nobody knows who Chuck Knox is.
My former Buffalo. Let me explain, Jimmy, before you jump all over me, step all over me. One of the finest head coaches I've ever had, who led the Rams to playoffs and all the above. If you'd let me finish, Jimmy, stop stepping on me, by the way. I'll come over and beat you. Headlock, wedgie, all the above. Is to say, look, got to play at the hand you're dealt. And that's where the Suns are right now.
Yeah.
All right, next guy, step up, do what you have to do. And so the other guys, we've got must-have-to, as they say in Texas, must-have-to individuals are going to have to step up big time in an elimination game for the Suns.
All right, now let me go back to the game the other night in Denver. I do remember seeing something with Ayton. It was in the second half, and, of course, the camera's following the ball, so I couldn't see exactly what took place. but he was battling for a rebound. The ball got tipped away. I saw him bend over a little bit, and then the ball went the other way, so the camera followed the ball. The Suns went down, scored a basket. Ayton did not make it down past half court for that particular sequence. When they came back, he was waiting there, and
Sure.
he was standing upright. He wasn't bent over at that time. And remember, they did have him out of the game in the second half for quite a while before he did come back in and try to play.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate for the Suns. It's almost as if we've got a Disney movie. Everybody's out, and the Suns can come back and win tonight and go into Denver and win on Saturday night to force that Game 7. So hopefully things come about. It's just very unfortunate. The other news too is we're hearing that Murray may be out due to sickness. It's not COVID.
Correct.
It could be a flu bug or something like that. Who knows? Food poisoning, whatever. So it sounds as though that Murray will be a game time decision for this Denver Nuggets team as well too. So you got your 2 stars out. All right, folks, you just got to play at the hand you're dealt, and let's see what happens from there and kind of move on. And my question to you, Jimmy, is do you slow it down? Do you move the pace quicker?
No, you run your pace. You have to play Manuch. Just because you have maybe a different lineup, you still have to maintain the pace that your team is comfortable in.
And as I mentioned, maybe Jock Langdale might be a blessing in disguise because he can get up and down the court. He can bang a little bit more. You got B squared, Biombo, to be in there to spell him and, run at him, foul the Joker, do whatever you possibly can, Jimmy, to take it from there. So it's just going to be a very interesting game that I hope the Suns can hang in there and deal with this. And to your point, Jim, make a game of it and get everybody to step up in this game.
It's interesting also because we thought when we were going to show up today here at Twin Peaks and Camelback, we would be discussing the possibility, which it still is, an elimination game for the Suns. Suns lose, they are done for the year. Denver moves on. Suns win, we go back to Denver for Game 7. We thought that was going to be our big topic of conversation. We were pretty sure yesterday that you would not see Chris Paul. And now all of a sudden, everything has been flipped upside down with the news about Ayton and Jamal Murray for the Nuggets. But once again, Murray is a game-time decision listed as questionable, non-COVID illness. Ayton is out with a rib contusion. Manuch, I love the playoffs. I really do. And I get your philosophy about next man up, and that's exactly what you have to do.
It's going to have to be.
It has to be. It has to be that way.
Jock's got to step up.
Yep.
But Busy's got to step up.
But for me, man, I want to see all the stars.
Yeah, you do.
All of them. Yeah. I'm not heartbroken over it, but I am disappointed that we are all of a sudden running into something like this.
Well, this is as a long-suffering Phoenix Suns fan. For all 55 years the Suns have been going since the 68-69 season. I kind of look up and go, okay, do we need to have an exorcism? Do we need to light more candles at every Catholic church in this town? What more could go wrong? But in the meantime, I'm like, okay, what are you going to do?
Yep.
You know what? You got to step up. You got to have the other guys who've played a lot of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Jock Langdale's played a lot of basketball. Busy's played a lot of basketball. Cameron Payne is going to have to step up. You're going to have Landry Shamet, Terrence Ross, and the rest of them, Jimmy, are just going to have to play, balls to the wall. You're just going to have to just get after it. This is the fun part about elimination basketball. Every possession means something, does it not?
Every
possession means something. In a Game 6, where you got to tie it up 3 games apiece, and then go back to Denver and play Game 7 on Saturday night. We don't know at the time if they do play Game 7. We don't know the time yet.
Right.
But it is going back to Denver. That the story of the Phoenix Suns, if they were to win it all, why wouldn't it be with trials and tribulations, adversity, that you had DA out for the last couple of games of the semifinal, and then the finals, you had CP3 come back, you had DA come back, you had your full arsenal. But that's not how it is. I mean, the perfect world, that's not going to be it. So I think that for Book and for KD tonight, when you look like you're going to probably miss, let's just say on average 14 to 15 points. Okay, from DA.
That's what he has given you,
Okay.
12 to 15.
Okay, and you're going to lose 12 to 15 without CP3. So there's 30 points there.
That's correct.
You're getting no scoring whatsoever from Okogie whatsoever.
None.
If you got 10 points, okay, there's 40 points minimal from that standpoint. Okay, so there's 40 points, give or take, guys, that you got to make up somehow. And that's, I think, for Monty going, okay, who are the guys off the bench? So now you got to get Shamet, you got to get Ross, you got to get the other guys to be able to step up and get, I'm going to say, Jimmy, at least 30 points, 35 points from your bench, plus or minus.
Ironically that you would bring that up because that is, oh wise wizard, our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. And for a free quote, repair, or installation, just head to state48roofing.com. Follow them on social media by searching hashtag sexy roof status. All right, and the question is, who must step up in tonight's Suns-Nuggets Game 6 aside from KD and Booker? Here are your options. Landry Shamet, Terrence Ross, Cam Payne, or TJ Warren. Just go to Roc and Manuch on Twitter and cast your vote. We will reference this throughout the show today, and we are on the air until 4 in the afternoon.
I'm leaning, Jimmy, I think I'm leaning more toward Cam Payne. Now that DA's out, it doesn't really change the question. I think that the guys off the bet with Shamet and Ross and Cam Payne, but I think Cam Payne needs to take a bigger role, a more controlled role, if you will, at that point guard position. Hopefully his shot's going, maybe gets a couple of threes. For his role, just take it to the rack. Just go get you, or take it to the rack and kick it outside to KD or DA, or KD into Book. And to try to get those points from those guys. And if there's a chance for these guys to be red hot, it's tonight. So I think I'm leaning right now toward him, but I'm also seeing who's the better three-point shooter is Shamet and Ross versus Cam Payne. So I'm in a quandary there, right there, Jimmy. So I'm going to let that marinate. You can also just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter and get your vote in.
It's being reported that Jock Landale will start tonight as well as Landry Shamet instead of Payne, which is very interesting. Your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, you know what? It doesn't surprise me, Jimmy. It really doesn't. Matter of fact, I think we hinted at that yesterday, that with the woes that Cam Payne has had, and we mentioned he's not the same guy we saw 2 years ago. He's just not.
Right.
Not the same guy we saw last year. That Shamet seems to be a little more controlled, and maybe right now you think of what Monty's thinking is we're going to need his shooting. He's more consistent with his three-point shooting on that home court. We saw we hit 5 out of 8 the other night at home. So it doesn't surprise me, and I think that from that all particular standpoints, that's a good move. So hopefully, defensively, I think that the key there, guys, is defensively, I think that Shamet is better on Murray from that particular CP. He's more defensively sound on him. Or is more
if Murray plays.
Right. Even if he doesn't play, I think he wants him in there more defensively. And the only other thing is because of his shooting, and he seems to be more under control.
All right, we'll do our sounds of the night coming up shortly. But Manuch, I wanted to bring this to your attention because it does tie in with what we've been talking about, and that is the Phoenix Suns. The Suns television deal, which was announced a couple of weeks ago. And Matt Ishbia, the new owner of the Suns, all excited about bringing the local stations back.
We should be able to go to break.
And that would be something that all the Suns fans were excited about.
Yeah.
Now, however, a bankruptcy judge says, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, he did that last week too, but the Suns felt their attorneys could bypass that. So the bankruptcy judge said, look, you've got a contract. It's a Chapter 11 scenario. It's not a Chapter 7 scenario. They're not wrapping it up. They could still sell it, but you've got a contract until the end of the year, and you cannot go and negotiate ahead of time, because what might happen is if they go ahead and reorganize, you're still under their guys. Now, eventually they may be able to go do that deal, but the judge said, time out. You can't do it, at least for now.
Okay.
And the judge said you can't have it both ways. You can't hang in there with us here and then go out and make your own side deal with Channel 3 and Channel 5. He basically said you can't have your cake and eat it too. So Matt Ishbia is caught between a rock and a hard place.
Okay.
The bankruptcy judge said, hold on, sit tight. We're not going to allow you to make that deal just in case a reorg happens. And then I think what he's also saying is that the Diamond Spectrum's got the chance to go ahead and make things right and move on from there.
All right, coming up, everybody, it will be our Valley Chevy dealers, Sounds of the Night, as we continue to broadcast from Twin Peaks here at Camelback, and a great crowd already here tuning up for the big game tonight. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on The Drive, a full reaction to all things Suns Nuggets Game 6. That could include DeAndre Ayton trade scenarios, Chris Paul trade scenarios, or it could involve previewing an epic Game 7. It all starts at 6:05 on The Drive. Fox Sports
I think we're good.
Radio app.
Join Roc and Manuch.
Keeping my fingers crossed.
Thursdays at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks
Appreciate your
locations.
flexibility
the
there, guys.
Broadcast live from 1 to 5 Valley locations. And tune in at 2:45 for Peaks Picks. Your chance to win a Twin Peaks man card. It's Guys Live.
I just told Spencer what to do.
At Lerner and Rowe.
Not really much you can do when literally it doesn't do anything.
Is a history of proven results. Interact, need a check.
All right, I'm going to put Spencer back in the helm.
With over $1 billion recovered in the past 5 years alone. Make one call, that's all. And we have a team of
Yes, sir.
professionals standing by, waiting to begin working on your case the moment you call. Call Lerner and Rowe today. Find out best law.
The Sportsbook.
Of course, you're welcome.
Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the Guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Golfers. Since 1963, Vans Golf Shops has been your go-to store for golf gear for Mother's Day. Come check out the latest in women's apparel, shoes, bags, balls, clubs, and more for the perfect gift for mom. This year, we're featuring ladies' Callaway Reva sets for $100 off. Get mom custom fit for free today. Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at vansgolfshops.com.
Spring into adventure at your Valley Chevy dealers. Spring into impressive power with the 2023 Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max. Take an adventure in the 2022-2023 Chevy Trailblazer, Equinox, and Blazer. See your Valley Chevy dealers today for current offers on all cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers.
I'm attorney Kevin.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do. I was just trying to get out of his way.
About insurance companies over the years, and it's really simple. They don't care about you. That's it. Insurance companies are publicly traded companies who have an obligation to their shareholders to deliver profits. They have teams of investigators, adjusters, and lawyers all working against you from the moment you call them, and they want to pay you as little as possible for your injuries. Hurt in a wreck? Don't be a victim of the insurance companies. Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app. Time for the Valley Chevy dealers' top plays of the week.
Dancing and looking and directing traffic, and look at the length of this play.
Murray
To the 10, to the 5, and he's going to convert it. That's unbelievable.
You guys are hot.
At your local Chevy dealer. Set up a test drive by heading to valleychevy.com. Now today's top plays on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Welcome back, everybody. We're hanging out at Twin Peaks, Camelback. Great crowd already on hand. I guess they're getting ready, doing their liquid refreshment and a little food in the belly, getting set for tonight's Game 6 downtown at the Footprint Center. But, Manuch, let's get to it right now. The Valley Chevy Sounds of the Night. So here we are, and we start with last night's game between New York and also Miami. And in this game, Jalen Brunson played all 48 minutes in the Knicks' victory last night. And on TNT, they interviewed him after the game. Here's what he had to say about playing the entire game.
Nothing really to celebrate. We obviously won, get to see another day. And so this is great, but we got to get one down there. If we win, I'm okay with it.
That's all that matters, Manuch. You win. When you're in the playoffs, all that matters is who wins.
Well, when you're in an elimination game, you get a couple of guys. You had Grimes play off 48 minutes, and as well as Brunson. Both of them are like, you got to go wire to wire.
I agree.
You have to. You have to win to give yourself a chance for the next game. And when you look at everything and how it all just kind of shakes out, those are some of the things just to get back in the hunt. You still got to win 2 more games, tie it up, and then to win it all. And that's, I think, right now, it's all hands on deck in that game. It's all hands on deck in tonight's game for the Suns. So very similar scenarios that I think the Suns have as the Knicks had last night, but they were not going to lose that game if it's up to Jalen, up to Brunson, and to make sure that they got that done.
All right. Also, Julius Randle had a game, and he was due to have one. He'd kind of been in the doghouse the last couple of games, hadn't performed up to Julius Randle's standards. Courtesy of TNT, here is Randle.
Here at the end of the first half, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Randle, step back 3, bottoms.
His shooting, to your point, he'd been a little bit of a doghouse scenario. But I think, you get the home court cooking going, familiarity with the background, and I think the sense of urgency and that adrenaline push was really the key for the Knicks to at least get one on their home court.
One final play from that game last night. Jimmy Butler has just been playing spectacular in the playoffs, and last night was no exception. Again, thank you to TNT for this. Butler with a huge block and then a tremendous throwdown on a putback slam by Bam Adebayo. Here it is.
The play-in felt like the playoffs. It had that level of intensity. Oh, Brunson blocked by Butler. The rejection for Jimmy Butler. And a chance for Miami to take the lead. Butler forcing his way in. Oh, Adebayo, the poster on the follow.
The poster on the follow. You've been posterized before?
Oh, no, never been. But you see the guys on the sideline with their hands over their face like he just got faced. I mean, Jimmy Butler, I think a lot of folks, then you wonder, you shouldn't wonder why. He's an all-defensive candidate when you see, he had last night, he had 2 blocks, and he had 4 steals, aside from his assists and his prowess on the offensive side. And not that Jimmy Butler, how can I say this? He seems to be this extra motivation, not that he hasn't had it before, but it seems like he's picked his game up.
Oh, he has.
On this series, and we've always known he's had this. But on a consistent basis with Jimmy Buckets, you would see him just blow the competition away in one game, then kind of back to third gear. But, Jimmy Buckets is playing lights out even in this loss.
All right, the late game last night, Lakers-Warriors. The Lakers having an opportunity to eliminate the defending NBA champion Golden State Warriors. You had to figure the Warriors were going to come out big time, and they did. Thank you to TNT. Let's pick it up with Steph Curry at the end of the first half.
Warriors by 8 with the ball. Curry lets it fly. It's good. Stephen Curry sends us to the halftime break with a rainmaker.
All right. Also in that game, in the second half, Anthony Davis, who has been, I'm going to just say it, has been a star in this series. He took a shot from Kevin
3 minutes.
He's battling for a rebound under the basket, and Looney comes from the weak side where you couldn't see him and just clocked him across the head. So after the game, Chris Hayes, who's the reporter on the sidelines there, had this report.
No sign of Anthony Davis, and we send it over to Chris Hayes.
Guys, Anthony Davis was wheeled out on a wheelchair. I believe he is headed to the locker room right now for further evaluation, but it didn't look good. He had a towel over his head as they were wheeling him away. So we'll try to get an update.
Yeah, just hope for the best. And unable to leave on his own power. Darvin Ham has raised the white flag here.
And he did raise the white flag at that particular time. He took a shot.
Well, Looney gave him the forearm shiver extraordinaire, and Looney's got one of those tree trunk arms that caught him on the side of the head. Anytime the side of the head or in the frontal lobe, knocked him dizzy, had to wheel him out. But suffice to say, Looney knocked him to the locker room. Sorry, couldn't resist that, Jimmy.
Just turn his mic up. Spencer, turn his mic off, will you please?
Go ahead.
Also, Draymond Green, he mentioned 8 players going to step up, but he did not mention Jordan Poole. Listen to this comment now by Draymond.
So that's our goal. Clay will play better. I have no doubt in my mind I'll play better. Steph had an incredible game. Expect more of the same or even more from him. And everybody else will play great. Moses Moody's been giving us great minutes. Dante gave us some good minutes last night. GP gave great minutes. Loon, when Loon's in there, he's giving great minutes. Wiggs was aggressive. Listen, I'm living with it. And we just didn't make the plays we needed to make down the stretch to win the game. We'll make those plays. I have no doubt in my mind.
Oh, there it is.
Well,
no Jordan Poole reference.
Well, Poole had 11 points.
Yeah.
So he did have the 11 points. He stepped up a little bit. But
1 minute.
You had 6
1 minute.
individuals for the Golden State Warriors in double figures, and that was one of those I'll be damned if we lose on this home court. They pretty much blew it open in that second quarter and just took care of business in the fourth quarter to make sure that the Lakers would not come back.
All right, that is our Valley Chevy Sounds of the Night. Today's Sounds of the Night always are presented by your Valley Chevy dealers. Valley Chevy dealers serving the Valley for over 80 years. Find new roads at your Chevy dealer. Just head to valleychevy.com.
And you can also spring in adventure at your Valley Chevy dealer. Spring into impressive power with the 2023 Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max. Take an adventure in the 2022-2023 Chevy Trailblazer, Equinox, and Blazer. So see your Chevy dealers today for current offers on all cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers.
And how would you like a new 75-inch smart TV? Yeah, everybody in Twin Peaks here just turned around to see if we were going to give it away right now. No, we can't do that, but you can be in the running to win one. Just text Chevy to 59925. Text Chevy. Everybody's grabbing their phone. Text Chevy to 59925 right now. You can enter once a day. Additional details are available on this contest at rockandmanuch.com. Once again, a chance to win a 75-inch smart TV. Just text Chevy to 59925. All right, coming up, we're going to hang out a little bit with 3-time NBA champion Scott Williams. We're going to pick his brain about Game 6 tonight, Suns and Nuggets. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Suns will be back in the Valley of the Sun looking to avoid elimination by the Denver Nuggets in tomorrow's Game 6. After last night's game, guard Chris Paul was non-committal in his status for Game 6, but said he's trying to play. He's missed the last 3 games with a groin injury. And the Diamondbacks are involved in an early one with the Marlins to finish up their series, Merrill Kelly receiving the starting nod. And the Cardinals were left off from any international or marquee appearances designated on the NFL's early schedule release. Their complete schedule will be released tomorrow. I'm Drew Allen on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
It's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We love providing great food for family gatherings, parties, even work meetings. And we make it simple.
We sure do, no matter what the occasion. At Venezia's, we make catering easy. You can see our entire catering menu online at venezias.com. Or let us know how we can help at one of our 6 locations, including the newest, now open in Chandler.
We'd love to bring Venezia's to your next party. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
You hear it in other lawyer ads, and I'll repeat it in this one. All personal injury attorneys are not the same. Sure, we all claim to do the same things, but that's where the similarities between Lerner & Rowe and all other law firms end. Lerner & Rowe was recently named the second most influential law firm in the country And we've collected billions of dollars for our clients, with over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. If you want real results after you've been hurt in a car wreck, call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Time to get in on real estate investments. GC Global Capital has financing with no income verification. Call 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker and MLS 1091187. License NB092493. An equal opportunity employer.
Spring into adventure at your Valley Chevy dealers. Spring into impressive power with the 2023 Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max. Take an adventure in the 2022-2023 Chevy Trailblazer, Equinox, and Blazer. See your Valley Chevy dealers today for current offers on all cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar.
All right, guys, Scott's on the phone, ready to go.
Pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital. Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor.
That is correct. Yep, ready to tape.
With Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just.
And also, just a reminder, we got the highlight with Katie talking coming out of break.
20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com. I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Stunning design, unmatched intelligence, and a compact ready for anything build. Sometimes exceptional is the rule. The Mercedes-Benz GLA, member of the unrivaled SUV family. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
Yeah, man, we want to see the ball going around, especially when you're struggling shooting the ball and down 10, 11. We want to get that. We want to get our back. But I think we got that.
You guys are hot.
We had 17 points. Did a solid job of getting back into the game with our defense. So, coach was right. We lean on defense and we can't make shots. So we were struggling a bit tonight. We didn't lean too much into it, as much as we were supposed to. But you got to give Denver credit too.
That's Kevin Durant following the game the other night in Denver. It is Game 6 tonight, downtown Footprint Center. Joining us on the show, three-time NBA champion with the Bulls. Now, of course, he is the TV color analyst as well for GCU, and he's the author of the book, Through the Fire, a memoir of trauma and loss, basketball, and triumph. It is indeed Scott Williams who is joining us. Scott, Jimmy B, and Manuch, how are you, pal? And before you get into anything, can you get on speed dial and tell Matt Ishbia that DA is out tonight, and if they need a big man, you're available?
Yeah, listen, I don't know what you guys have been smoking or drinking if you think I'm going to be able to get my butt out there and stop that alien and Jokic. Because it ain't definitely not happening. That kid is too big, too strong, and too young for my old ass, that's for sure.
Well, they got it may be blessing in disguise. You got Shamet starting over campaign. You got Landale's going to start in place of DA with the rib contusion. All right, Coach Williams, as you had so many years of coaching as well, how do you attack this Denver Nuggets team who's the only question mark they have is if Murray's going to play because of sickness, a big question mark. So how do you set this scenario up for this Suns team to go try to find 40 lost points when you lose DA, you lose CP3, and you lose nobody scoring from that other forward position?
Well, the coaching staff's got their work cut out for them 100%. Right? You got to try to motivate this bunch. You got to instill confidence or make them believe they're at home, that they can get this done in front of their fans tonight. This place is going to be rocking and rolling. They got to feed off of that energy. They got to get off to a faster start. We talked about it on Tuesday, right? How do they come out of that locker room? When I said 28 to 32 points, they were short of that mark. I think they scored 24 points in that first quarter. Only 25 points in the second quarter, but they played much better defense. They got after defensively, cut the deficit to 3 points going into the locker room, and then they lay an egg coming out of the locker room again. So whatever is going on in that locker room has got to change. These guys got to be more mentally focused and sharper right out of the gate with this, makeshift unit, this mashup unit. They got to get confidence from the start. They cannot afford to fall behind in this first half by double digits like they did on the road.
Scott Williams is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. We're talking Suns and Nuggets tonight. Scott, you've been in games like this in the past. What's it like for a player? Let's say, I'll just reference Landale, knowing now that he is going to start in this game. Are you just beside yourself with nervousness, or are you a player because you have been there, done that, you're just dealing with it like you always do?
Or do you say it's about damn time I started?
Hey, the guy's got one of the best plus minuses on the team.
Yes.
So I think it is. I think it is the best. He should be brimming with confidence.
Yeah.
The fans have been calling for him to get more minutes. He's been making the most of his opportunities on the floor. He should be confident out there against Jokic. I want to see him. If he's anything like me, approaching an elimination game when you got an opportunity to try to make an impact with your ball, you get physical. I don't care about production on the offensive end. You get physical on the defensive end. You set a tone early on that we ain't no punks. We ain't going to get pushed around inside by you big fella. We're not going to give up easy driving lanes. We're not going to get beaten transition baskets. I'm going to be hustling my tail off out here to make sure I set a tone defensively. If that's taking a hard foul and putting somebody on their backside, I'm not saying try to injure anybody, but sending a message of trying to hurt somebody ain't such a bad thing when you're coming in on a position like that where you got to try to make the most of your time on the floor.
Well, Landale there, and then you got Busy. It looks like Biyombo is going to be the backup coming in who can run. He gets up and down the court pretty good. Is that a strategy when he's in there and going Jokic is to get up, force the issue, get him up and down the court, and try to leave Jokic behind?
I'm not looking for him to get any buckets in transition using his wheels, as long as he's getting back on defensive rotation, showing out and then getting back to Jokic, not getting him to get speed on the pick and roll situations. All I want from those two guys is 12 fouls, and some solid rebounding and defense and playing to beat a roadblock. I'm not saying you got to block shots, but you got to change, alter, and divert people from coming down that lane. If it takes an early foul with a forearm shiver and you get a flagrant one, I got no problem with that whatsoever. Get him to 2 shots, let him take the side out of bounds, but set a tone, be a presence. My only issue with DeAndre Ayton, I don't care if you go 7 to 10 shooting jump shots and floaters. I want somebody that's going to attack that basket on a pick and roll situation and try to take the rim home with them. I can't stand any longer the soft play on the offensive end. You got to go at Jokic. You got to make him play defense when you have opportunities. I don't want to see jump shots from those guys. That's not what it's about. He's better than them. He's going to get his 30 to 35, possibly even 40 points tonight. It's about taking a fight to him when you have an opportunity in that painted area.
So what are the Suns going to miss from your vantage point there, Scott Williams? Are you going from DA? What are they going to miss, and what are they not going to miss in tonight's game?
Long pause because I'm trying to figure out what they're really going to miss because I don't think he's giving them a whole lot defensively.
Very fair.
And I don't want to be one of these guys that beats up this young fella. But I'm sitting there with the Suns alumni on Friday night, and we're all looking at the same thing. Well, this kid goes for 30, 17, 17. He's getting offensive rebounds. I got my 7-footer starting center that's not providing enough resistance, and we're looking around at each other like, this can't be. He's got to be more physically imposing out there when he's out there on the floor. And I think Biyombo and Landau, those guys maybe with a little bit more nasty in them,
okay,
we'll do that tonight. So what am I missing from DeAndre Ayton? Probably some point production. Those little, he's got a real good ability to knock down that pick and pop jumper. But that's not what the Suns need. They got good mid-range shooters on this floor already. They got a ton of mid-range shooters. Probably don't have enough three-point shooting in my ability, especially the way the KD's been struggling from behind the arc. But they need somebody that's going to go in there and attack that basket. I don't care if they make a field goal or not, but try to put a hurting on somebody around that basket. And I keep going back to it. campaign, he had some good games here in Phoenix, and I think the rest of the bench will too. I like the way they went to Warren and Ross in game number 4. I think these guys will play better. You know, I keep saying it. They play better at home. And on the other side of that, Denver's not getting 25 points from Brown. You know, Braun and Jeff Green and Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. Those guys aren't going to play as well as they did at home. There's no doubt about it. But we got to get a better effort from KD and get the consistent effort from Booker and just give me some more aggression on defense. Don't get beat in transition. Don't give up offensive rebounds, and put somebody on the butt.
All right, let me follow up from the Denver Nuggets perspective then.
3 minutes.
Report out that Jamal Murray is ill, and he is listed as questionable. It is a non-COVID illness, but he is listed as questionable. If he can't go, how does that change Denver's approach, if it does at all?
Well, they'll miss the scoring, right? This guy, he's a proven scorer. He did it in the bubble. He's had flashes in this series, and of course against the Timberwolves as well. He lit them up a couple games in the previous series. So they'll miss the offensive production. Where do they go for somebody that can come off screens and knock down shots? Someone can penetrate into that lane, finish, or pitch to either back to Jokic or one of their shooters in the corner. How will they attack?
2 minutes.
They have an opportunity to go pretty deep into that bench. They are a deep club. I don't know, for example, if they'll go all the way down a guy like Smith, but I think they'll approach it. Mike Malone will have his guys ready for spot minutes, even if he's got to use those 9 to 35 minutes that Murray would get and spread it out amongst 2, 3, and possibly even 4 guys.
All right. They are undefeated during the playoffs. The Suns are, with you in the building. Is there a lot of pressure on you tonight?
There is a lot of there is. I'm glad you brought that up because I just I got the lucky black polo. It's in the dryer right now. In the drying cycle there. I want to make sure that there's no lint on it when I pull it out, and I'll be down there with my black jeans. I'm going exactly the same.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Replay. Everything's going to be washed, but I'm exactly going the same way I went. I haven't taken my wristband off from Sunday night. So call me superstitious if you want to, but we win this game. I better be on that charter on Saturday, headed up to Denver on Sunday. And we're going to pull out this game 7. I get to talk to Matt Ishbia, baby.
Take the whole, if they win tonight, which hopefully they do, take that whole alumni group in that suite on the road with you, for crying out loud. Matt can dish it out. He's got that big ride. He's got the cash.
Yeah, Matt's a great dude, man. I heard Dan Marley talking about how welcome he felt. You could see the look on everybody's faces in there. It wasn't just all the swag they gave us, and the big suite, and the shrimp cocktails, and the carving station. It was that he was there.
Yeah.
He was in there for 45 minutes, greeting with guys, laughing it up. And this was, down 0-2. You think he'd be puckered up a little bit. But he was loose and relaxed, and it made us all feel warm and fuzzy. So anything I told him, I sent him a handwritten note along with a copy of my book saying, dude, anything you need from me, from a season ticket holder perspective or charity work, whatever it might be, I'll make myself available because we were so excited to be welcomed back into that arena and back into the Suns family.
We love it when you make yourself available for us on this show as well. Thank you, Scott. Have a great time tonight.
Let's go, Suns. Get that dub.
There you go. All right. Scott Williams, our guest here at Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. All right. Coming up, a little sports trivia, and it is our random facts of the day. It's all presented by your Valley Chevy dealers as we continue to broadcast live Twin Peaks on Camelback. We'll be right back.
This is The Herd. Attention listeners. With Colin Cowherd.
Because what Baltimore's betting on is that they love Lamar now, but they don't see him as a 15-year player. And the next 5 years are the best 5 years. Tua is not built to play 15 years. Kyler Murray's not. Because when this contract ends, Lamar's going to be 30.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Spring into adventure at your Valley Chevy dealers. Spring into impressive power with the 2023 Silverado 1500 LT. Take an adventure in the 2022-2023 Chevy Trailblazer, Equinox, and Blazer. See your Valley Chevy dealers today for current offers on all cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
Make the right choice, right Toyota in North Scottsdale. There are so many dealers to choose from, but there's only one that truly cares about the people here in Arizona. Right Toyota is family owned. They are not some huge corporation led by a bunch of bean counters that are all just concerned.
Okay, I'll make sure I say it extra loud.
Right Toyota invests in the community and local charities. Proceeds from every car sold
sounds good. No worries.
directly back to the people in need. Right Toyota is even dog friendly. If you just want to shop from home, log on to righttoyota.com for their full inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles. That's right, the right place, the right selection, the right people. Right Toyota on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at righttoyota.com.
Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong. At Right Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong. At Right Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites. Where'd you park the car?
Oh, the one I just sold at Carvana.
When did you do that?
When you were still looking at the menu. I went on Carvana.com and all I had to do was enter the license plate or VIN, answer a few questions, and got a real offer in seconds.
Sell your car to Carvana. Visit Carvana.com or download the app.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call. No BS.
Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. Call 1-800-ANTI-LAWYER.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many.
You are correct.
Candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Did you know the human head was 8 pounds?
Did you know that Troy Aikman in only 6 years has passed for 16,303 yards? Did you know the career record for most hits is 4,256 by Pete Rose, who was not in the Hall of Fame?
Do you know that my next door neighbor has 3 rabbits?
Now time for Fox.
You guys are hot.
10's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B to give you the random facts of the day driven by your Valley Chevy dealers. Find new roads at your Chevy dealer. For a dealer near you, head to valleychevy.com.
Welcome back, everybody. We're hanging out at Twin Peaks. Camelback with a great crowd already on hand here for lunch. And, of course, people are getting tuned up, getting ready for tonight's Game 6 between the Suns and the Nuggets. It is now time for our random facts of the day, and it is all brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers.
Now, Jimmy, we start off giving you some tennis love.
I like that.
The longest tennis match took place in 2010 at Wimbledon, where John Isner of the United States defeated Nicolas Mahut of France in a match that lasted 11 hours and 5 minutes. It spanned for over 3 days.
They had rain the whole time. This is before they had the roof at Wimbledon, correct?
Does it the tradition of Wimbledon?
Yes.
Does the roof now spoil the tradition of Wimbledon?
I don't think so. I think people are happy.
I would say
they
so.
Complain in the rainstorm.
I remember that too. The 3 days, and you go, okay, got canceled a couple times.
Yep.
But that's still a long, long time. The longest Major League at-bat since is 1988 is 21 pitches by San Francisco Giants' Brandon Belt versus the Los Angeles Angels' Jaime Barria. In 2018, this at-bat ended at a fly ball out, 21 pitches.
Wow.
And after that's all said and done, had a fly ball out. Now, the average true playing time in Major League Baseball game, 9 minutes and 55 seconds, despite commonly finishing that over 2.5 hours, which is good nowadays.
Yeah.
With the speeding up the pitcher, getting guys in the box to get that all happen. I can remember when you think about Major League Baseball, on average, 3 hours. 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Easy.
If you ever wanted to go mow the yard on Saturday afternoon, go do all your chores, and you want to lay down on that couch, take a nap, just turn the baseball game on. Catch the second inning. By the time you wake up, it'll still be on with about 3 or 4 innings to go. Larry Lewis. So, Jimmy, you got an opportunity with this one right here. Larry Lewis is the oldest person to run a 100-yard dash in 17.8 seconds.
Yep.
He set the world record at 101 years old for runners over 100.
I'm only 2 years away from reaching that, so I've got a shot. I'm still in decent shape.
I think Jackson probably have to take Uber for that 100-yard dash for one Jimmy B.
How fast do you think he could do it? I'm going to give him 30 seconds.
Who, Jimmy?
Yeah.
100-yard dash? Oh, I think Jimmy could get there in 15.
Easy.
Yeah, I think he'd get there. Yeah, get a little scoot on, get a little, move on. Now, if he was walking, it might take a half hour to get 100 yards. That's the only difference.
Might take 45 minutes.
Barry Bonds received 1,870 unintentional walks and 688 intentional walks in his career. The total distance, gentlemen, he walked equals 43.6 miles as a major league player. Damn near 44 miles on walks alone, and he literally would walk down to first base. There was no hustle in Barry Bonds.
Well, he was upset because nobody would pitch to him. I mean, I get that.
In order to prevent a disaster, black underwear policy is enforced on Major League Baseball umpires while on the job in case they split their pants.
I know. I'm working a minor league game. This is long time ago. Minor league game, and the home plate umpire, close play at the plate, and he bent over, of course, real fast to make sure that he got the call correct, and whoop, there went the pants. He did not have black underwear on.
He had the tighty whities on?
I think he did.
So I don't get it. So that the white doesn't blend with their black pants? Hey, Babe Ruth used a cabbage leaf that had been chilled over the icebox to keep him cool while playing the outfield. He would wear it under his cap while he played. So think about that. You know how cabbage leaf, how big they are?
Yeah, they are.
So you can put in the icebox.
3 minutes.
The icebox they had in the dugout, or not the dugout, down below.
In the clubhouse. Yeah.
And put that very creative as far as that was concerned.
Wow.
In August of 1971, the Pirates became the first professional team to field 9 players who were either black or Latino. The same season they won the World Series. So you think about that, Roberto Clemente, Sanguillen,
Willie Stargell.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, you can go on and on as far as that's concerned. It is calculated that Major League Baseball teams use about 850,000 balls per season. Mark McGwire's 70 home runs in 1998 stored almost 30,000 feet, enough to clear Mount Everest, which is very interesting.
Wow.
And a lot of folks don't realize this. This record still stands.
Yes, it does.
Just shows it to how this outstanding this individual is. Mickey Mantle has 18 home runs and 40 RBIs in World Series games, the most ever.
2 minutes.
Categories. That still stands to this day.
And he had eventually his knees were so bad that he just kind of wobbled around the bases, and we all know his drinking issues as well, which eventually cost him his life.
Well, when you look up, he was a 5-tool player when he came up.
Absolutely.
Stole a lot of bases. He'd go from first to third on a single, but the power, the finesse, and prowess of Mickey Mantle to the knee injury, and then eventually the drinking caught up to him.
Well, the random facts of the day always presented by your Valley Chevy dealers. When you're shopping for a new or certified used vehicle, all you got to do is visit your Valley Chevy dealers today. 13 dealers in the Valley offering the best deals and offers on trucks, crossovers, SUVs, and, of course, cars. See your Valley Chevy dealers today or visit valleychevy.com.
And you can spring into adventure in your Valley Chevy dealer. Spring into impressive power with the 2023 Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max. Take an adventure in the 2023
1 minute.
Chevy
1 minute.
Blazer, the Equinox, and Blazer. See your Valley Chevy dealers today for current offers on cars, trucks, SUVs, and the all-giving crossover.
And right now, if you'd like to win a 75-inch smart TV, all you have to do is just text Chevy to 59925. That is Chevy to 59925. It's all presented by your Valley Chevy dealer. Standard rates up
30 seconds.
There are more details at rockandmanuch.com. It's a contest that we are partnering with our Valley Chevy dealers. Once again, a chance to win a 75-inch smart TV. Just text Chevy to 59925. All right, coming up, radio analyst for the Diamondbacks,
10
Tom
seconds.
Candiotti, will join us. Also, a chance to win a $25 man card here at Twin Peaks. We'll tell you all about it coming up.
Are you living paycheck to paycheck only to find yourself going backwards financially each month? Nobody wants to file bankruptcy, but at many times, it's the best choice. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and that it will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. In most cases, filing bankruptcy can improve your credit. At Lerner Rowe Law Group, our bankruptcy lawyers only work on bankruptcy cases, and we can file your bankruptcy with $0 down.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Spring into adventure at your Valley Chevy dealers. Spring into impressive power with the 2023 Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max. Take an adventure in the 2022-2023 Chevy Trailblazer, Equinox, and Blazer. See your Valley Chevy dealers today for current offers on all cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers.
Hear new music first on your free iHeartRadio app.
Hey y'all, this is Måneskin.
Hey, what's up? This is Fall Out Boy.
What's up? This is Mark Hoppus from Blink-182.
It's iHeartRadio. The free iHeartRadio app is where the biggest stars in the world connect with you. Download it today.
It's Ryan here. Anyone else feel like they can't get enough Netflix right now? The Night Agent, Love is Blind, The Diplomat. Well, check this out. For a limited time, Verizon customers can get 1 year of Netflix Premium on Verizon with the purchase of select subscriptions on Plus Play. Plus Play, it's a new digital platform that makes it easier than ever to shop and save on the subscriptions you love, and no additional cost for Verizon customers. So don't wait. Get 1 year of Netflix Premium on Verizon with the purchase of select subscriptions on plusplay.com. Then pay just $19.99 a month after. Go to plusplay.com now. Only on Verizon.
Plus Play access included for Verizon postpaid mobile 5G home and LTE home subscribers. Exclusive savings available on select partner subscriptions. All products and services sold on Plus Play require a separate subscription or purchase. Additional terms apply. Purchase of new annual subscription to Paramount Plus, Calm Premium, Peloton, Super Duolingo, Masterclass, AMC Plus, or Stars required. After 12 months Netflix promo period, service auto renews at $19.99 plus tax per month or then current rate. Limited time offer while supplies last. Additional terms apply.
The doctor called, the AC doctor, that is, and he's prescribing an AC tune-up stat. Why? Because your AC needs regular maintenance in order to run optimally. The AC doctor wants to help. He's offering a $59 AC tune-up to get your unit back to its best and ready for the summer. Schedule your house call today. Call AC Doctors at 602-767-7435 or visit theacdoctors.com for more details.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
The Cardinals were left off from any international or marquee appearances designated on the NFL's early schedule release.
Their complete schedule, along with the entire NFL schedule, will be released tomorrow. Meanwhile, the Suns return to the Valley of the Sun, looking to avoid elimination by the Denver Nuggets in tomorrow's Game 6. The game will be played at the Footprint Center. After last night's game, guard Chris Paul was non-committal in his status for Game 6. He said he's trying to play. He has missed the last 3 games with a groin injury. The Diamondbacks are involved in an early one with the Marlins to finish up their series. Merrill Kelly receiving the starting nod. I'm Drew Allen on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
A nice Thursday on tap. Look for sunny skies out there with temperatures right around 89 degrees. And then for tonight, clear skies with those temperatures dipping down to around 65. We're the Fox 10 weather experts. I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by New Vision Auto Glass.
Since 1939, America First Credit Union has helped the people and businesses they serve pursue their financial dreams, and they've always strived to put their members and employees first. So join them today at americafirst.com and let them put you first.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching.
You guys are hot.
There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, of course, it's going to be that little hoop game tonight between the Suns and the Nuggets. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, also 99.9 FM HD2, and on the iHeartRadio app as we continue to broadcast live from Twin Peaks. And we are at the Camelback location, and a great crowd already on hand. Little late lunch, afternoon delights for everybody, and they are having a great time. Manuch, I'm just going to say this right now, okay? I believe the Suns will find a way to win this game tonight on home court. I'm not going to be the homer announcer. After watching what the Warriors did last night to maintain their series with the Lakers, and it was a desperation game for them, the same for the New York Knicks in New York against Miami, desperation game. It is desperation for the Suns tonight.
Let's bring folks up to speed first, Jimmy. Right now, it looks as though you look at some of the huge scenarios. DeAndre Ayton's out for tonight. Just want to make sure everybody's aware of that if you're just now getting in your car. DA's out. CP3 is definitely going to be out. Cam Payne will not start in tonight's game. Landry Shamit's going to get the start. Jock Landale will get the start for DA. He has a contusion to his ribs, that being one DeAndre Ayton. At this point in time, it sounds like he can't go. Might be because, Jimmy, I think you brought this up in the first time. He have trouble breathing.
Yes.
Might have pressure with that rib up against the lung. We don't know. A lot of folks out there, me included, going, man, I've had, bruised ribs, contused, the cracked ribs, all the above. A lot of folks have gone, taken the shots, taken the extra Tylenol, whatever, and found a way to play. Obviously, it's got to be more than that if he's not going to play. I got to feel that if DA could play, I would sincerely hope he'd do everything he could.
I think he would, Manuch. Yeah. I think he would. Look, I've torn that cartilage in between your ribs, and I couldn't breathe. And the worst thing is coughing or sneezing. You felt like your lungs were just going to explode out of your chest. So I believe that this injury, and I do remember seeing something take place in the second half where it appeared that he took an elbow to the rib area because he doubled over at that time.
And I got to tell you what, if that's known that you've got a contused rib or a bruised rib, whatever, for an hour. So all that being said, you look at this lineup right now. So Landale and Shamet. Josh Okogie, they're getting absolutely nothing out of him.
Right.
Offensive side. I would have had no problem if Terrence Ross would have started for one Josh Okogie. I watch Okogie, and you watch him defensively. Okay, he's all right. Mixes in a few rebounds. But Terrence Ross, after we saw him hit, three pointers, they're going to need that kind of shooting. So I think at this point, maybe it would have been just too much for Monty Williams to put Terrence Ross in the lineup for a Kogi, but I will say this. Monty Williams has said we've got to get more scoring, more 3 balls, more scoring. If you're not hitting those outside shots, i.e. 3 balls, then drive to the rack. So maybe he feels that Kogi can drive to the rack a little better than Terrence Ross. I would have had no problem whatsoever starting Terrence Ross over a Kogi when you look at the production from 2 of your starters last game, getting 8 points total.
You got it.
Out of your starters. So basically, you're going to have Landry Shamet, you're going to have Booker, you're going to have KD, you have Jock Landale, and Josh Okogie as your starting 5. From that standpoint, I think, Jimmy, you got to take a look at the bench. Torrey Craig's got to play a big role. You got to have T.J. Warren playing a big role. They've got to figure out how to get some of those 40 points that they're going to miss without those starters in the lineup from this bench. I don't know how they do it. Guys got to come out guns a-blazing. They got to hit their shots. They just got to keep the pressure on this Denver Nuggets team, who, by the way, may or may not have when Jamal Murray, who will be questionable game time because of an illness. It's non-COVID.
Correct.
Non-COVID. They did test him for COVID.
Yep.
Negative. So he might have battling the flu bug, food poisoning, whatever. So, okay, that's the hand you're dealt. Let's go deal with it, and let's go make it happen. And to your contention, Jimmy, why wouldn't it have to be this way for the Suns to win tonight and hopefully have all hands on deck on Saturday, either afternoon or Saturday night, if they win tonight?
I'm real curious to see what takes place now with Jock Landale starting in place of DeAndre Ayton. I want to see if Landale can, A, have any success at all defensively, and B, can he avoid foul trouble throughout the first half? Because you know right away that if Murray is not available, Jamal Murray with the illness, if he's not available to go, it's going to be pass it to the Joker. Pass it to the Joker. Block. I want to see what is going to transpire and how Landale, if indeed he can avoid staying out of foul trouble in the first half.
I disagree, Jimmy. I think Landale and Bismack Biyombo, you use your 12 fouls. You
No, I agree with that. I agree with that, but you cannot have Landale in foul trouble in the first half.
Here's the thing. I think at that particular time, I think you send a message to the Joker early and often. You got 2 guys there. You got 12 fouls used for the game.
That is correct.
I don't think you're going to miss anything per se with Landale as opposed to Bismack Biyombo. You get after him. You let him know you're there, that anything he puts up, he's going to have to earn. You're going to be all over him, which I like Landale because he can go out there in the perimeter.
He can defend the perimeter.
Yes. Bismack can do the same thing.
Yep.
So you got 12 fouls for this guy to go ahead and make him earn it, beat him up, rough him up, forearm shiver, whatever you got to do to let him know that he's got to earn it. And if you got to put him on the free throw line 12 times as opposed to hitting the threes, so be it. And I think that's a scenario. Yeah, you don't want him in foul trouble initially, but who cares? You got 2 guys. DA's out.
I know.
You got 2 guys. Hold on. 2 guys are out. Use them. Let him know that you are here and you mean business, and you got to go make it happen.
I agree 100% that you have 12 fouls. I just can't see Landale getting in foul trouble early because he is a much better offensive player than Biyombo is.
Gotcha.
And you got to keep him on the floor for more minutes than maybe Bismack.
Noted. But Landale, when he does play 8 points here and there, that onus is going to be on KD and Booker tonight, period. You got to get something out of Shamet. You'll get virtually nothing out of Okogie and out of Ross, and then when Campaign does play. So, hey, you give him the take in reference to who's got the better offense and not going to make any difference with those 2 centers down low. I feel if you send a strong physical message, be more physical, be more aggressive, and devil may care, use those fouls, beat him up, and make that happen. Let's go.
I don't know if you can beat up the Joker. He's a mountain of a man.
You know what? That's okay. Let him know and make him earn it, man.
Well, I understand making him earn it.
Yeah, I mean, give that little.
And he is a tough dude.
Give him that shot in the gut.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
I know.
7'1", 290.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Just, the old saying is make him earn it.
Yes.
Beat him up a little bit. Go make it happen. Just let him know. He's not going to get those easy shots 3-4 feet around the rim. Push him out. Get him outside.
All right, I want to touch on this before we change topics to the NFL, and that is the Suns TV deal went to court because with Diamond Sports, which is Bally's, And Matt Ishbia, the new owner of the Suns, putting a deal together to bring the games on television to Channel 3 and Channel 5. That was negated in a bankruptcy court yesterday, Manuch.
It hasn't been negated, Jimmy. It's been stopped. He's blocked it.
Negated.
No, it doesn't mean he's put it on hold, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Negated means he's basically canning the deal. He hasn't canned the deal. He's basically, just so folks know, he just put a stop to any more or it preventing that from that standpoint. The deal's still the deal. They could eventually still do that. He's just said, pause. You can't want to try to collect and then go do your other situation in a Chapter 11 scenario. Because the way they got the contract written is if there is a Chapter 11, they will see how things fall out. So all he did was just say, okay, your deal with 3 and 5 is on hold. Hasn't been negated, has not been put to task that's not to renegotiate. All he's saying is, let's see, you've got contractual obligation with Diamond in order to go ahead and see how this works out. If it doesn't work out, they go to Chapter 7, or you can't reorganize, your deal is still in place until the 2023-2024 contract is up. So Matt Ishbia is still obligated if they can work out their Chapter 11 and move on. That's what he's saying. So he's put that all on hold.
Okay. Now, let's go to the National Football League because games are being leaked to the news media. I love the way they do this. The official schedule will be announced on ESPN tonight beginning at 5 o'clock. Jax, you've got a couple of highlights for us. What do you got?
Yeah, the two best weekends in football, I would say, are probably week 1 and then the Thanksgiving weekend. So the Thanksgiving weekend was released, and I'd like to go on those as well. But the first weekend, you got Lions at Chiefs, Thursday Night Football on NBC.
Okay.
Great matchup. You got the Lions with a lot of off-season work, Chiefs defending Super Bowl champs, and then the Cardinals, they'll play at the Commanders, their first game of the year.
So going east of the Mississippi, which they've struggled with forever, taking on a team, it's if you think about it, the Commanders and the Cardinals, both pretty much in rebuilding mode, if you will, should be a good game. But the one game I think is so apropos on 9/11, the first Monday night game, you got the Jets and the Bills.
Yes.
In New York City.
AFC East battle.
That'll be great. I mean, just the acknowledgement of 9/11 for so many years, and I think that's a home run for ESPN.
It is
to put that in. But it's interesting, Jimmy, you talk about the leaks that are coming out.
I know.
Man, you're going to spoil the ESPN show.
Well, that's what they do. The leaks just keep happening.
I can't believe they'll do a 25-hour show on the schedule.
It's not quite that long, but I understand.
You know what I'm saying.
Yes,
it is so ad nauseum.
Yes.
And then after the 5 hours of what they'll do, from 1 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock to the morning show, they'll show it all over again.
Yeah.
It just cracks me up.
I got to mention Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving weekend is probably one of the best weekends for me personally. So that Thursday, you got Packers at Lions at 12:30 Eastern.
Yeah, good game.
Commanders at Cowboys 4:30.
2 minutes.
Which I might mention, not a lot of people remember Eric Bieniemy being the offensive coordinator at the Commanders.
Right.
They don't have a quarterback, but maybe you can change it around. Being, he's an offensive-minded head coach for many years with the Chiefs.
Tyler
and
Heineke.
then the night game.
The night
49ers at Seahawks. 8:20 p.m. Eastern. Maybe a Brock Purdy return versus Geno Smith. In November could be a must-win game for both squads. Want to win the division.
And the first ever Black Friday game?
Yes,
that is
correct.
the Dolphins at the Jets.
Yes, that's a dandy. And the other game, which will be of interest to everybody, they will open up New England Patriots, and they will have Tom Brady back there. They are going to honor Tom Brady.
And it's funny because they're playing the Dolphins.
They are.
The Dolphins are the ones that tampered and tried to get Tom Brady and had to forfeit the first-round pick.
So you're saying that if he shows up and they acknowledge him with the home opener in New England, he'll be officially
1 minute. 1 minute.
I think that'll probably seal the deal.
And this, but maybe he could change his mind before the game.
He could.
And sign with the Dolphins.
Manuch, look at this. What if a high-profile quarterback gets hurt like in October? You don't think that phone to Tom Brady is not going to ring? You know it's going to ring.
Sure, they could still acknowledge him for the home opener in New England.
Sure.
He could still come back halfway through the year.
Yes.
He could tell whomever, hey, look, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
That's not too far from the truth, guys, because think about this. If Tual gets a couple, I think Tua's maybe a couple of concussions away from maybe
he's one.
calling it. I would say, yeah, probably one from calling it a career.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay.
And at that point, it's Bridgewater is the backup there in Miami, I believe, that if he were to go down and they were desperate to say, hey, Tom, we're in the thick of this thing.
Yeah.
We're only a game out of the wild card in the AFC East. Would you be interested? Our offense sounds like you always stay in shape.
Yep.
Would you look to come back? I mean, that's not too far-fetched, Jimmy, because of Tua's scenario with his head concussions. And then if Bridgewater, who's who gets hurt a lot too, I mean, you just never know. TB12. By the way, TB12 might need the money. His store in Boston shut down.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Not that a guy that's got what $500 million, half a bill. He might need to pay for that store.
I think for the Dolphins, it'd be smarter to get a quarterback in next year's draft. I mean, you got Drake May, you've got Caleb Williams, if you can trade up and get him.
Yep.
You got Michael Penix, Tyler Shuck.
Yep.
But in the meantime, meantime, right now you got Bridgewater was hurt. Skylar Thompson, Kansas State Fighting Wildcat.
Oh boy, here we go.
Played a couple of games,
and he was dreadful.
Well, yeah, he struggled a little bit. Well, he's a rookie.
I know.
But here's the thing: you just never.
I know, Mooch.
No,
I know.
Every once in a while, Jimmy comes up, gets a blind squirrel, gets that nut to think of something like that. But hey,
I'm just saying
it could happen.
Yeah, saying it's a possibility.
It could definitely happen.
All right, coming up, everybody, it's Family Feud time. Manuch and I are going to battle it out to see who is the smartest. Well, we already know who that is.
I appreciate the compliment, Jimmy.
Jax will ask the questions, and you can always have fun and play along with us. Family Feud is next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on the drive.
Hey, Jimmy, you want to hang back and record a teaser?
Suns Nuggets game 6. That could include DeAndre Ayton trades.
That would be correct, yes. We are ready. Awesome. Thank you, Jimmy.
This year, we're featuring ladies Callaway Reva sets for $100 off. Get mom custom fit for free today. Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at vansgolfshops.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
A homeowner just like you decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional old world recipes passed down through generations. But then we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old world traditions and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
Wright Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at wrighttoyota.com.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
Maytag month has got it going on. It's all you want with the savings all month long. Baby, can't you see? Maytag month is all you need. You know you can't go wrong when Maytag month is going on.
Upgrade to the performance you need on all Maytag major appliances during May is Maytag month, happening all month long.
Maytag month is going on.
More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Now in morning, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 9.
You guys are hot.
Welcome back, everybody. You hear the theme music. That means the Family Feud is on the way. Immediate broadcasting live from Twin Peaks here on Camelback. We'll be here until 4 o'clock. So the most handsome, debonair man about town won last time.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Which would be me. Jax, am I going to win again, or is Manuch finally going to pull one out?
Well, we'll see what happens. Hello, everybody. Welcome into Family Feud, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B version, the top game show in all of sports radio.
I would agree.
I am your host, Jackson Groff. Well, Manuch, you came off week one winning over Roc.
Yep.
Jimmy was the challenger and won last week, so we'll see who can win this week. The rules are simple. Whoever gets the highest answer on my board, I've interviewed 100 people before the show.
You've been busy, man.
Busy, man. It's tough to find 100 people to interview.
I tried calling you a couple times last night. You were on the streets, man.
Yeah. We got a couple questions. Whoever gets the highest answer wins a point. For those listening, can play at home. All right, first question. Name an athlete who made the news for being involved in a big scandal.
Jimmy B.
Jimmy B.
That is simple. I don't have an answer.
Manuch. Alex Rodriguez.
Alex Rodriguez. Survey says not on the board. Jimmy, you got an answer.
Jimmy B.
Jimmy B.
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown. Survey says no. This is such an easy list.
Scandal. Okay. Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds. Survey says. And Manuch gets a point. The number 4 answer was Barry Bonds. Number 1, Lance Armstrong. Number 2, Tiger Woods. Number 3, which I thought was going to be said, O.J. Simpson.
Yeah. By the way, I was part of that trade from O.J. from Buffalo to San Fran. San Fran via to Seattle. Seattle to Buffalo. Manuch draft pick 5B in the 1979 draft. We'll be connected at the hip.
Just stop.
Thank you.
All right, so 1-0 Manuch. All right, next question. Name a country that speaks Spanish.
Manuch.
Jimmy B.
Manuch.
Spain.
Survey says the number 1 answer was Spain, followed by Mexico.
I was just going to say
United
Mexico.
States. 2-0 Manuch. All right, next question. Name something that breaks down.
Manuch.
Car. Survey says the number 1 answer was car.
This sucks. You gave him the answers.
Followed by body, then computer. 3-0 lead. Okay. Jimmy, your thoughts being down 3-0.
This sucks. I'm getting hosed on this show.
You won last week, Jimmy.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It sucks.
Maybe you could come back like the Suns will tonight.
Probably not.
Tell me a name that a young man might have tattooed on himself.
Manuch.
Girlfriend. Survey says the number 2 answer. Jimmy, you can steal.
Might have. What's the question again?
So tell me a name.
Yeah.
A young man might have tattooed on himself.
His mom.
Survey says the number 1 answer was mom.
Jimmy.
3-1 Manuch, but Jimmy B's on a little hot streak there.
Look at him.
All right, next one. Yeah. Name a fruit you might eat in the morning.
Manuch.
Manuch.
Banana.
Banana. Survey says the The number one answer was banana, 4-1. Grapefruit
I was going to say
2.
grapefruit because I eat one every day.
3 was strawberry, 4 apple, 5 orange. So 4-1 is the score.
You gave him
Manuch
that
leading.
answer.
I promise I did not, folks.
Here's the thing. I have a banana in the yogurt every morning, Jimmy. That's kind of.
I have my grapefruit
a
every
banana a day keeps the doctor away.
All right, next
I thought that was
question.
an apple.
Yeah, that was an apple.
Yeah, for me, apples are too acidic.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Name a U.S. president who might have been described during their time in office as a, quote, young president.
Manuch. John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy. Survey says the number one answer was John F. Kennedy.
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama was number 2.
I got the
followed
one
by
answer.
Clinton
Yeah.
and Lincoln and
C,
Teddy
2, 3,
Roosevelt.
4.
5-1.
Yeah, 5-1. Okay, where you at, Jimmy?
Man.
Okay.
Name a type of vehicle you wouldn't want to hit while driving.
Manuch.
SUV. Survey says not on the board. Truck. Survey says the number 2 answer was truck.
Is bus number 1?
3
Number
minutes.
1 was police car.
Oh, okay.
I never got that one.
5-2. Next one. Tell me something for which Kentucky is famous for.
Manuch.
Manuch.
The Kentucky Derby.
The Derby. Survey says. And he's up 6-2. The number 1 answer was Derby, followed by fried
All right,
chicken.
I'm filing a complaint.
Well, Jimmy B, you hear that noise? Ding, 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 ding. Double.
All right.
Down
Jimmy.
6-2. Name a type of bear.
Manuch.
Polar. Survey says. The number 2 answer was polar. Jimmy, you
Jimmy
can
B.
steal.
Grizzly bear.
Grizzly, the best bear of them all.
Yes.
Survey says. The number 1 answer. 6-4.
I was going to say Yogi Bear.
2 minutes.
All right. Speaking of bananas, how many days can you keep a banana before it goes bad?
Manuch.
7. Survey says. The number 3 answer. Jimmy, you can
6.
steal. 6. Survey says.
No!
On the board. The number 1 answer was 3, followed by 5. 4 and 10 were 4 and 5 answers. So the score now is 8-4.
I'm getting hosed.
But it's triple points.
All right. Here we go.
Man.
All or nothing. Jimmy B. Manuch. Here's the question.
All right.
Name something you might be asked to bring to a friend's party.
Manuch. Wine.
Alcohol, drinks.
Mhm.
Survey says. The number 2 answer. Jimmy, you can steal.
Bring to a party,
Friend's party.
a friend's party.
Besides yourself, Jimmy.
Jimmy B. Me.
Yourself. Survey says. The number 7 answer wasn't high enough. The number
1
answer
minute.
was
1 minute.
Manuch, you have won this week's A Family Feud.
Yeah, man.
Your thoughts, sir?
You know what? It's an honor and privilege to absolutely play against one notorious Jimmy B.
Boy.
NBA that I actually kicked his butt all over the place. But Jimmy, it was nice playing. You're a worthy opponent, and good luck next week.
Yeah, take a hike. All right, everybody.
Good job. Wow, you were out there on the streets the last couple of nights. Those are some good answers right
Hey,
there.
no, we had some good answers downtown Phoenix.
There
Man,
you
those
go.
People are nuts.
Hey, golfers, I've got a little opportunity here for you, okay? Because if you are a golfer, you need to swing in the Vans Golf Shops. They've been serving golfers since 1963. And all you have to do, you get the hottest bags, balls, shoes, and apparel. It's all in stock right now at the best prices. So come on in, test drive the latest arrivals from Titleist, TaylorMade, Callaway, and Ping, and even more. And while you're there, get a custom fit by one of our great golf experts. It's Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store, or you can always go online, vansgolfshops.com. All right, when we come back, I don't know if I'm going to play Family Feud next week or not. I might retire. Manuch was on fire, and I lost badly. D-back, speaking of badly, things haven't gone well for the last few games as they are now 2.5 games back behind the Dodgers in first place. So how do they right the ship? D-back's radio analyst, Tom Candiotti. He's on with us next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
DeAndre Ayton for the Suns in tonight's winter go-home Game 6 against the Nuggets. DA is dealing with a rib contusion. Chris Paul was also out with a groin injury. On the Nuggets side, they've listed guard Jamal Murray as questionable with a non-COVID illness. Off the court, Suns guard Cameron Payne is one of 10 finalists for the NBA Community Assist Award. Fan voting for the award will run through May 21st. The D-backs homestand continues with the first of the 4-game set with the Giants. Tommy Henry draws the start. The Cardinals know who they're playing and where, and this evening we'll know when with the NFL's complete 2023 schedule released. I'm Joel Stern on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive.
All right, guys, Tom's on the phone, ready to go.
Toyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, #SexyRoofStatus. All of our work using state-of-the-art materials and 5-star workmanship. Our inspections are free. You heard me? Free. Go to state48roofing.com to schedule your free appointment today.
Golfers, since 1963, Vans Golf Shops has been your go-to store for golf gear for Mother's Day. Come check out the latest in women's apparel, shoes, bags, balls, clubs, and more for the perfect gift for mom. This year, we're featuring ladies' Callaway Reva sets for $100 off. Get mom custom fit for free today. Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at vansgolfshops.com.
Spring into adventure at your Valley Chevy dealers. Spring into impressive power with the 2023 Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max. Take an adventure in the 2022-2023 Chevy Trailblazer, Equinox, and Blazer. See your Valley Chevy dealers today for current offers on all cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers.
Tune in Saturday morning from 9 to 11 for Backspin, the golf show presented by Pigs. Play your best. The Backspin boys take you inside the ropes every week with guests and great debates on the game. Backspin, the golf show on Fox Sports 910.
Suns fans, the 2023 playoffs are here, and we need you to join us.
Back to 8 for the jam time.
As the heat rises in the valley, so does the intensity. This squad is hungry and priming for a thrilling postseason you won't want to miss.
It's blocked from behind by Durant.
Help us turn up the heat and cheer on your Suns to victory. Secure your seats at suns.com/tickets.
Oh, brother.
It's time to rally the valley.
Stunning design, unmatched intelligence, and a compact ready for anything build. Sometimes exceptional is the rule. The Mercedes-Benz GLA, member of the unrivaled SUV family. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Candyman, hey, Candyman.
Swing and a miss at the knuckleball. I mean, that ball, he sees it, it's in the middle of the plate at one point, and then see you later.
Candyman, the Candyman can.
You guys are hot. Candiotti just continues to throw slower and slower every inning. Gravity's going to take over pretty soon. The ball's not going to make it to home plate.
And there's strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Candyman, the Candyman can. The Candyman can.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We had some fun with that.
Gotta love the opening.
Yeah, and the catchers all had to get those oversized catcher's gloves to hang on to that pitch as well. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We're hanging out here at Twin Peaks here in Camelback. And we welcome in Tom Candiotti, who's going to be working the game tonight, D-backs and Giants. Tom, it's Jimmy B. and Manuch. Every time you see a knuckleballer, I'm just real curious, does anybody throw like you used to throw, or Hoyt Wilhelm,
Charlie Huff,
or the Negroes? Does anybody throw like that anymore?
I tell you what, if you would have had Mike Piazza or Sandy Alomar Jr. listening to that open, they would probably have something really different to say about it. Trust me.
That's great.
But I will say that, it's really kind of dying out. I've worked with a kid with the Padres organization a couple of years ago in the fall league here, and he's in AA and AAA, kind of going back and forth, struggling a little bit. So he's the only guy that I've known about now that at least has contacted me for some help and some guidance. But so far, it's that radar gun seems to be kind of taking over everything, and you're seeing kind of a dying breed right now.
Well, with a lot of that, I think that, some guys, it's interesting you say that, Tom, if they go 5-6 innings, it's by committee anymore. So that guy that can go, I think in knuckleballers, it seemed like you guys could pitch almost every day if you could. It seems that the specialization with the bullpen has maybe eliminated that knuckleballer.
It might have, yeah. It's, there's been some really good knuckleballers, not just starters, but also relievers. Hoyt Wilhelm was a reliever for a long time and really effective, and then he made the jump to being a starter. But you think about, you have with all these hard throwers, a guy going out there throwing for 5-6 innings, and then all of a sudden you bring a knuckleballer in for once through the order. You know how messed up those swings would be.
Yes.
And not only for the knuckleballer, but for the guy that's coming in after him that's throwing 98 again.
Yeah.
So, if you could find an effective knuckleballer, and that's, I think, one of the big things. There's been guys that have tried to throw the knuckleball and stuff, but, it's hard to find, a good knuckleball pitcher, with lasting power that, can adapt to either starting or relieving and more importantly, be able to throw strikes, not just walk the yard.
Tom Candiotti, D-backs radio color analyst, joining us here on the Right Toyota guest line. Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B. Wait, look at the D-backs. They're still hanging around 37 games in, Tom. They're only 2.5 games back. They've lost 3 out of the last 4 and 5-5 in the last 10, somewhat keeping pace with the Dodgers. And Christian Walker's caught fire earlier this year. And so wait until after the All-Star break.
Yeah, I think, everyone's a little bit disappointed right now in this homestand because, I know they're 3-3, but it's a homestand where you really thought you could really make some ground. They went through a really difficult part of their schedule early on, but with this homestand here, when you're playing the Nationals, the Marlins, and now the Giants, and no disrespect to those teams, but it's not like you're playing the Padres and the Dodgers and the Yankees. Even though the Yankees are in last place, they still have a good record. But you kind of get my gist there.
Sure.
So, but it is good sign. There are great signs, actually, with Walker getting off to a good start. I think 7 home runs since, in less than a month. I know that, which normally never happens with Christian, playing outstanding defense. This team is really exciting. But I will say, the moment that they get Jake McCarthy back to the point where he was last year, that is going to be such a difference maker for this team. The way that guy can hit, he can run, he can play defense. He's a terror on the base paths, but they just need to get him right. And it looks like he's doing pretty good down in AAA. So I'm hoping that they recognize that and get him back up here.
Tom Candiotti is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line as we continue to broadcast live from Twin Peaks on Camelback. Tom, I'm real curious, in your beginning of the season, in your mind, did you anticipate the D-backs being this good this early? Or were you just going to sit back thinking, okay, if they're around 500 baseball or maybe just a few games below, we would still be in a good position?
Well, every time I look at a team, I just look at the starting rotation and the bullpen. And that's the first thing I look at before I look at the offense. The offense is going to be fine. We've seen the kids developing, coming up. Corbin Carroll's a special type of player. It might take him a little bit of time to develop, but we've all seen the flashes so far. And, so a lot of these young kids, they're going to be, the consistency is not quite going to be there yet, but you can see the talent level that they have. And once they establish that, they're going to take off. But to me, boy, it's just the pitching. You look at, Gallen and Merrill Kelly, and you're going, okay, I'm feeling really good about those two, right? And the other ones, trying to get some consistency and trying to figure out, how they can be successful on the major leagues. I mean, they're trying to figure all this out. And it's not, it's not an easy thing. It takes sometimes, 10 starts, sometimes 20 starts, for these guys to get healthy. The bullpen is another one. Torrey really likes going to the bullpen a lot. And so a lot of times he cuts outings off from starters. So the bullpen is going to get used quite a bit. There must be 5 or 6 guys, it seems, that have 16, 17 appearances already in this season. So that's one thing to kind of watch, but I think they really need to kind of get this pitching situated. If they do, then they can make some noise.
And you're right, Tom, there's 6 that have got 16 plus innings, or games, I should say, games played in that scenario. Speaking about the starting rotation, with a young group like this, obviously seems like they've got the upper hand because a lot of these batters who played for several years don't know what's coming at them or don't have the book on that individual. At what point do the adjustments happen? Is that after the All-Star break from the starting rotation, young guys, to that hitter figuring them out and then having to refigure that hitter out? And how does that work? You think about that?
Isn't that the beauty of baseball?
Yes.
Go figure out that question, right? But no, sometimes, it just takes volume for guys.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, some guys can go out and they just have such superior stuff that they can just go out and try to outstuff guys.
Yeah.
Most guys, you have to have the good stuff, but then you have to learn how to pitch. You have to be able to learn how to locate and be able to put that fastball when you have to, right on the outside corner.
3 minutes.
Throw a changeup in a 2-1 or 2-1 count, a 2-0 count, a 3-1 count. You have to be able to throw your off-speed pitches even more so in today's game than in previous years. And so, young kids, they're not having to do that as much. And so it's a different type of baseball game when you get to the major leagues because, like you said, everyone knows what you throw. They know your velocity. They can tell everything about, what you have. So it's about the guy on the mound making pitches, and you've got to make them to be successful.
Well, the one guy that everybody's having a hard time, except for the last outing, to figure out is Zach Gallen. 2.36 ERA, 5-1 on the year. Aside from the last outing, he seems to be in total command right now, Tom.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, you've seen it last year with the way he put together that streak last year. He was doing it again this year.
2 minutes.
The guy also that there's plenty of pitchers out there that have way better stuff than Zach, right? But Zach knows how to pitch, and he's able to locate. I think he's only got like 5 walks this year or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think the last time I was prepping before his game. So, he makes him put the ball in play. He's got the ability to strike guys out, and he reads swings so well. And so when he needs to throw a changeup behind an account, he can dial that up just like nothing. Same with his curveball, same with his cutter. I mean, you can't hit on any pitch against that guy, when you're a hitter. And he's been spectacular.
So when the Suns and D-backs are playing almost back-to-back, does Tom Candiotti have his driver just like drop him off in the front area there, and then you just text him after the post-game show? Is that how that works for you?
Man, wouldn't it be fun if you can kind of do this remotely? Hey, let's go to the Suns game and
1 minute. 1 minute
there, and then watch the game. That would be great. But I guarantee you, we'll have one of the TVs on in the booth. We'll have the Suns game on, so we can keep track of the game.
Well, if you got any game down low, DA is not going to be starting, and I'm sure that Landale and Bismo will probably foul out using their 12 fouls. They might be calling one Tom Candiotti a little size down low to do a little bang ball against the Joker.
I'll go try to put somebody out for him. That's about it.
Thank you, Tom. It's always great, man, when you take time with us. We always appreciate you. Enjoy tonight.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
There you go. That's Tom Candiotti, everybody. He's been working the game. Tonight, it's the Giants in town to play the D-backs.
Isn't that interesting, though?
Yeah.
They're dialed in.
They are.
I mean, like the Suns, the Diamondbacks, the Cardinals, everybody is very aware of Game 6 and tonight, and they'll be peeking at that screen to see how things fall out.
Hey, Tom Candiotti is brought to you by All City Towing, and All City Towing is looking to hire. That is correct. If you're not digging your current job, find a new gig and give All City Towing a try. Easiest way to apply, just go to allcitytowing.com careers. allcitytowing.com careers. They pay well. They have excellent benefits, including a 401k program with a 50% match option. It's all at All City Towing. Once again, fastest way to apply at All City Towing, just go to allcitytowing.com and click on careers. That's allcitytowing.com. All right, get ready. Twin Peaks Picks is on the way. We'll take the fifth caller, 602-260-9191. You will compete for a $25 man card against one of the Twin Peaks girls. It's next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
No suspension for Nicole.
They've ruined the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino, Arizona.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Cream locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Spring into adventure at your Valley Chevy dealers. Spring into impressive power with the 2023 Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max. Take an adventure in the 2022-2023 Chevy Trailblazer, Equinox, and Blazer. See your Valley Chevy dealers today for current offers on all cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers.
Hey, babe, what you got there?
This is a check from Carvana. I just sold my car to them. I went online and Carvana gave me an offer right away. Then they just picked up the car and gave me this.
Well, that's a big check. Well, obviously, you could put this towards your next car, or we could finally get that jacuzzi, or I could start taking tuba lessons, or I could quit my job and write my memoir.
Or I can put it towards my next car with Carvana.
Sorry, your check, not mine.
Sell your car to Carvana. Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get a real offer in seconds.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
game that everybody will be down here watching at the Twin Peaks at all 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. By the way, we were at the Deer Valley location, Sophia, the last 3 weeks. Have you been out there?
No, I have not
Oh,
yet.
my gosh. It is gargantuan. It is humongous. It is ginormous, if I could use any more expressions from that standpoint. So, the Nuggets at the Suns. DeAndre Ayton will not be playing tonight. CP3 will not be playing tonight. Landry Shamet is going to be playing in place of Cam Payne, who's not going to be starting. So a lot of movement, and that's kind of the long and short. So the Nuggets at the Suns. Who you got?
Of course, I'm going to have to go with the Suns.
Good point right there. All right, Spence, what's Eddie got?
Eddie is right there with Sophia. He thinks Phoenix wins tonight on home floor and sends it to Game 7.
See, I'm the same way, Sophia. I think the Suns win 195-5. Something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I'm a homer or a big fan whatsoever. All right, last but not least, tomorrow night, the Warriors at the Lakers. Lakers are up 3-2. Warriors smoked them last night, as you guys saw in here at the Twin Peaks here on Camelback. Who do you got for that game?
I'm going to have to go with the Warriors.
With the Warriors, the defending champs.
Mhm.
Okay, what does Eddie got there, Spence?
Eddie is again right there with Sophia. He thinks Game 5 was just the start of the comeback, so he's picking the Warriors in Game 6.
All right, so Jackson's keeping track of all that. If he wins, he'll get a $25 man card, Sophia. So with tonight, all the specials are going. What are some of the specials here on a Thursday night?
Well, our main specials here tonight are we have 22-ounce Blue Moons for $6. We have 22-ounce Coors Lights for $5.75. And 22-ounce Naughty Brunettes, our signature beer, at a price at $6.50.
You go Bruins, the Trevor Brown Bruins.
Yes.
Love that there. Well, thanks so much, Sophia. Appreciate you jumping on there for us with the Twin Peaks picks from that standpoint there. So if Eddie wins, he gets a $25 man card. He can come in and say hi to you, right? Anytime?
Oh, yes.
Because you're working all the time.
I'm here 5 days a week.
Look at you, grinding away. Appreciate it. Sophia, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I got to tell you what, Jax. She's on top of it. I got to tell you what, in reference to Eddie picking it, I think they're both on the same page. But that's okay. I think if the tie goes to the caller, right?
It's got to go to the fan. I mean, someone that calls in like that, you would think. Sophia works here. She doesn't need a $25 gift card.
Got all those specials going on, too. So if you're not doing anything, you're in the Camelback area, any of the 5 Twin Peaks locations, head on over there for because the tip-off, 7 o'clock tonight. Suns, the wounded Suns, I should say.
They are wounded.
Taking on the Denver Nuggets. Jimmy and Jack, I have not seen if there's any information on one Jamal Murray, if he's going to play or not. He has been questionable with a non-COVID illness.
I just looked, and I did not see an update.
Yeah, that might be one of those game-time decisions.
Yep.
I can only imagine they probably have had like 2 or 3 IVs in them. I always think about guys with the flu bug, and the very first guy that comes to mind is Michael Jordan. Utah, circa, what was it, 1995, 1996?
Right in there, yeah.
At Utah.
Yeah, Utah.
To win that game where he scored like 75 points, could barely walk on and off the court. But the thing that's interesting when you watch that documentary on Michael Jordan, every time he went to the bench to get his, 2 or 3 minutes rest at that, he played a lot of minutes in that game.
He did.
3 minutes.
Was the water, the Gatorade, the cold towel on his face and his head, didn't slow him down whatsoever.
No.
It's as if he was like, okay, I got to do this and got to do that.
Mind over matter?
Oh, absolutely. So with this Suns game tonight, folks, if you're now just tuning in, we'll bring you up to speed here again at the top of the hour. DeAndre Ayton is out with a rib contusion. Obviously, it's got to be major, can't breathe, or the other side of that could be he could get a elbow in the gut, which could cause even more damage. Landry Shamet taking over the point guard spot for one campaign. I think that's a good move. Surprise Okogie is starting. I would have preferred Ross to be starting at that point to get some more offense out of that. But hey, Book, hey, D, and KD, I hope you all got a lot of rest. You guys both might play 48 minutes like we saw a couple of Knicks play last night.
Jalen Brunson was the starter who put up all the points for the
2 minutes.
Did play 48
Grimes played 48.
Played 48 as well. Look, it's you do what you have to do. I mean, this is an elimination game.
Yeah.
And if the Suns lose tonight, they're done for the season. If they win, we get another game back in Denver on the weekend. So I just think after watching what I saw from Golden State last night, from the Knicks last night, also a case in point that when your back is up against the wall, I guess your best players respond, or at least Manuch, they should respond.
Well, it's urgency.
Yes,
it's adrenaline. I mean, you're going to see them going up and down this court, and don't be surprised if Book and KD play all 48 minutes. I mean, because you got Jock Landale who's going to start. You got Bismack Biyombo, B squared or Busy will be
1 minute. 1 minute.
I got to imagine at the pace that the Suns. Let me put it this way: the aggressive pace. The Suns are going to have to play at. And Monty might even have a shortened bench. It might only be 3 or 4 guys because as he's running those guys in and out. And KD, my man, you've got to step up. I want to see that KD, that MVP KD, that MVP of the playoffs when he was with Golden
30
State,
seconds.
back-to-back year. It wasn't Steph or any of those guys. It was you. Let's freaking go, bruh. Let's go make it happen, and let's go get a combined 75 to 85 points from KD and one D-Book.
Spoken like a true Homer announcer.
Dang right. There's no
10 seconds
whatsoever.
Scott Williams on the way, along with Howard Balzer, everybody, in hour number 3.
It's the wind down in sparkling water. It's the zone out at the spa. The stunning sunsets at dinner. It's the escape you crave, and it's closer than you think. Talking Stick Resort's Summer Playcation Package. Starting at $139 a night with no resort fee for Arizona residents. Exclusive spa specials and $25 in free slot play. Plus, enjoy great deals inside the Talking Stick Entertainment District, including Top Golf, Talking Stick Golf Club, Octane Raceway, and more. Summer Playcation, May 8th to September 15th at Talking Stick Resort. Turn it on.
Spring into adventure at your Valley Chevy dealers. Spring into impressive power with the 2023 Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max. Take an adventure in the 2022-2023 Chevy Trailblazer, Equinox, and Blazer.
Yes, sir.
Valley Chevy dealers today for current offers on all cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers.
Hear new music first on your free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, y'all, this is Mark.
Okay, we'll do.
This is Fallout Boy.
What's up? This is Mark Hoppus from Blink-182.
It's iHeartRadio.
The free iHeartRadio app is where the biggest stars in the world connect with you. Download it today.
It's Ryan here. Anyone else feel like they can't get enough Netflix right now? The Night Agent, Love is Blind, The Diplomat. Well, check this out. For a limited time, Verizon customers can get 1 year of Netflix Premium on Verizon with the purchase of select subscriptions on Plus Play. Plus Play, it's a new digital platform that makes it easier than ever to shop and save on the subscriptions you love, and no additional cost for Verizon customers. So don't wait. Get 1 year of Netflix Premium on Verizon with the purchase of select subscriptions on plusplay.com. Then pay just $19.99 a month after. Go to plusplay.com now. Only on Verizon.
Go Masterclass, AMC Plus, or Stars.
and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar and Casino.